Welcome to the None But Curious podcast. We're all about finding inspiration in life's uncertainties. Whether you're still figuring things out, questioning your beliefs, or just curious about the world, come hang out with us as we celebrate the beauty of not having all the answers.
Each month, we explore the realms of art, music, literature, and nature, uncovering the extraordinary in the everyday. Join us as we reveal the beauty and inspiration surrounding us, discovering the sacredness in ordinary moments, and deepening our appreciation for the world. This month, we are discussing clocks. Clocks have long fascinated artists, writers, and thinkers, symbolizing our complex relationship with time and mortality. We will delve into how clocks are used in art, literature, music, and culture to reflect and challenge our perceptions of time's impact on the human experience. In the realm of art, clocks have been used to symbolize various themes such as mortality, the passage of time, and the transient nature of life. One of the most famous representations is Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory. This surrealist painting features melting clocks draped over various objects, suggesting the fluidity and unreliability of time. Dali's work challenges the rigid perception of time, portraying it as a malleable and subjective experience rather than a fixed entity. Albrecht Durer's Melancholia I from 1514 is packed with symbols that reflect Durer's thoughts on human existence, creativity, and intellectual struggle. Among these symbols is an hourglass, which serves as a powerful reminder of time's inevitable passage. Its presence in the artwork reminds us how time is always moving forward, highlighting the fleeting nature of human efforts. Durer's use of the hourglass alongside other symbols of knowledge and creativity, like the compass and the polyhedron, suggests a deep reflection on the short window we have to achieve greatness and the constant push and pull between our ambitions and the constraints of time. It's a reminder that no matter how much we strive to understand and shape our world, we're all bound by time, making every moment and achievement fleeting and precious. Clocks also make an appearance in contemporary art, especially in Christian Marclay's video installation, The Clock from 2010. This piece is remarkable. It's a 24-hour montage composed entirely of film clips featuring clocks and watches. But what's fascinating about the clock is that it's meticulously synchronized to real time, so it matches the actual time of day as you watch it. The installation seamlessly blends art and everyday life by showcasing how clocks and timepieces are embedded in the fabric of our daily activities. By doing this, Marclay highlights our collective obsession with time and its constant presence in our lives. As you watch, you see clocks ticking away, tick, 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 watches being checked, and time passing in various cinematic contexts, which creates a powerful commentary on how we're always aware of time, often to the point of being preoccupied with it. The work becomes a reflective piece on our relationship with time, illustrating not just its omnipresence, but how it shapes and influences our routines and our perceptions. We'll continue talking about contemporary art, and we should include Alicia Quad's Against the Run from 2019. This installation features a series of clocks that rotate in unexpected directions and at varying speeds, challenging our conventional understanding of time. Quad's work plays with the physical and metaphysical aspects of time, prompting viewers to question the reliability of timekeeping devices and our perception of reality. The irregular motion of the clocks creates a sense of disorientation and wonder, emphasizing the fluid and often subjective nature of time. It's a brilliant piece that makes us rethink how we interact with and understand the passage of time in our daily lives. All right, let's move on to literature. Clocks often symbolize the relentless passage of time and the limitations it places on us. A great example is in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. There's a scene where Gatsby accidentally knocks over a clock while talking to Daisy. The broken clock represents Gatsby's desperate attempt to stop time and turn back the clock to recapture the past when things were perfect with Daisy. The fact that he knocks it over highlights his struggle and failure to reclaim those lost moments. It's a powerful metaphor for the novel's broader theme, Gatsby's clash with the inevitability of moving forward in time and his idealized version of the past. Fitzgerald uses this imagery to show how our desires and dreams are often at odds with the unchangeable nature of time. Another example is Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. The story features a recurring motif of the clock, symbolizing the narrator's obsession with time and guilt. The incessant ticking of a watch, tick, 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 echoes the narrator's heightened senses and growing paranoia, mirroring the relentless beating of the old man's heart. This sound, like a clock ticking away the moments, amplifies the tension and the narrator's descent into madness. Poe masterfully uses the clock as a metaphor for the inevitability of time and the inescapable nature of guilt, creating a powerful psychological thriller that explores the dark recesses of the human mind. In more contemporary literature, Audrey Niffenegger's The Time Traveler's Wife offers a fascinating look at the concept of time. The story revolves around Henry de Tamble, who has a genetic disorder that makes him uncontrollably jump through different periods of his life. This unusual condition creates a narrative rich with exploration of how time impacts relationships and personal experiences. As Henry travels through time, the novel dives deep into themes like love, loss, and the inevitable march of time. The clock and the idea of time are key metaphors in the book, representing the unpredictable and often uncontrollable nature of life. Through Henry's time-traveling experiences, Niffenegger shows how time shapes and changes our lives, no matter how hard we try to control it. The novel beautifully captures the ups and downs of living with time's relentless progression and highlights how it affects our connections and moments of change. Music, with its inherent temporal structure, often incorporates clocks and time as a central theme. Let's dive into Pink Floyd's Time from their iconic album The Dark Side of the Moon, released in 1973. The track kicks off with a cacophony of ticking clocks, alarm bells, and chimes. Can you hear it in your head? It immediately draws listeners into the concept of time and its relentless progression. This auditory chaos sets the tone for the song, evoking the constant, inescapable march of time and the fleeting nature of life. As the music settles into a more structured rhythm, the lyrics come in, reflecting a deep existential realization of how swiftly the time passes by. Lines like, "You are young, and life is long, and there is time to kill today," transition into a more urgent reflection as the song progresses, capturing the moment when one recognizes that time is slipping away faster than anticipated. The lyrics address the urgency to make the most of life before it's too late, with the haunting reminder that one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. I can't help it, friends. The song's powerful combination of sound and lyrics paints a vivid picture of the human experience with time, encapsulating both the complacency of youth and the regret of missed opportunities, urging listeners to seize the day and make every moment count. Another great example is Coldplay's Clocks from 2002. The repeating piano riff sounds just like the relentless ticking of a clock, creating this constant reminder of time's unstoppable march. It's really clever that the riff sets the stage for the song's introspective lyrics, which convey a sense of urgency and a struggle against the constraints of time. Lines like, "You are," and "Nothing else compares," show this yearning for meaning and permanence in a world where everything is fleeting. And the chorus, "Am I part of the cure or am I part of the disease?" dives into these existential thoughts about life's transient nature and the human condition. The relentless ticking sound, combined with Chris Martin's vocals, captures that moment of existential crisis we all feel, making us think about how quickly time passes and how we search for significance in those fleeting moments. Coldplay's Clocks resonates as a modern meditation on time, highlighting the tension between our desires for permanence and the inevitable flow of time. In classical music, Igor Stravinsky's ballet The Firebird offers a compelling use of clock symbolism through the character Koschei. Koschei is an immortal, malevolent figure whose life force is tied to an egg that contains his soul, hidden within a magical clock. This clock is not just a timekeeping device, but a vessel of immense power, symbolizing the control over life and death. The existence of the clock introduces themes of destiny and the manipulation of time, suggesting that Koschei's longevity and dominion over his fate are artificially sustained. When the hero Prince Ivan ultimately destroys the egg, it signifies the disruption of this unnatural control, allowing the natural order of life and death to resume. The clock in The Firebird thus becomes a profound metaphor for the tension between human attempts to dominate time and the inevitable triumph of natural cycles and fate. Stravinsky's masterful integration of this symbolism within the ballet shows the broader narrative of the struggle, transformation, and the restoration of balance. Now we're going into nature and came across this really awesome article I want to share with you. Phil Abernethy, a master clockmaker from Vancouver Island, is working on a remarkable timepiece that measures time based on the growth of some of the world's oldest trees. Instead of displaying standard hours and minutes, his clock will reflect the pace of the forest. So when trees grow quickly, the hours will pass faster, and when growth slows, so will the clock. Using traditional materials like steel and brass, Abernethy will hand machine the gears, but the clock's pendulum will be influenced by the growth rate of bristlecone pines in Nevada's Great Basin. This 12-foot-tall arboreal clock, commissioned by the Nevada Museum of Art, is part of an environmental timekeeping project that shifts the focus from human-centric time to the natural rhythms of the ecosystem. Abernethy's clock challenges traditional notions of timekeeping by linking it to environmental conditions. This unique approach highlights how our perception of time often ignores the temporal experiences of other living beings. Designed to align our understanding of time with the natural world, the clock encourages us to consider all rhythms of all life forms. The project reveals how our industrialized mastery of time contributes to environmental disruption and advocates for a perspective that respects and integrates the natural timing of ecosystems. Clocks and timepieces hold deep symbolic significance across various cultures, each reflecting beliefs about time, life, and mortality. In Western cultures, clocks have long symbolized mortality and the fleeting nature of existence. This association is epitomized by the concept of memento mori, which translates to remember that you must die. Originating in the medieval period and continuing into the Renaissance, memento mori artworks were meant to remind viewers of their mortality. This is particularly evident in 17th century still life paintings, where clocks and hourglasses are often depicted alongside symbols of decay, such as rotting fruit and skulls. These elements collectively serve to highlight the transient nature of life and prompt reflection on the inevitability of death. And yes, I have been saying inevitability a lot because time passing is inevitable. There's no better word to say than inevitable. So if there's nothing else you get from this podcast, it is inevitable. In contrast, Chinese culture views clocks through a different lens. Presenting a clock as a gift is considered unlucky due to the phonetic similarity between the phrase for giving a clock, songzhong, and attending a funeral, songzhong. This resemblance renders clocks an inappropriate gift, especially for the elderly, as they symbolize mortality and the passage of time. Japanese culture offers yet another perspective, the concept of mono no aware, which translates to the pathos of things, among others, emphasizes the ephemeral beauty of life. Prominent during the Edo period, this idea, explored by scholar Muturi Norinaga, reflects a deep appreciation for the transient nature of existence. This sentiment contrasts with the Western duality of good versus evil, highlighting a more contemplative approach to life's impermanence. Muslim scholars and inventors also made significant contributions to the evolution of timekeeping. From the 9th century onwards, advancements included improved water clocks as detailed by al-Jahiz and intricate mechanical devices by al-Jazari, such as the castle clock with its elaborate routines. The 13th century Umayyad clock in Damascus and the Al-Qarawiyyan clock in Morocco showcased innovative mechanisms for marking time. Taqi al-Din's 16th century astronomical clock and al-Muradi's sophisticated water clocks exemplified the blend of art, science, and engineering, laying the groundwork for modern timekeeping technologies. By exploring these diverse cultural perspectives, we gain a richer understanding of how timepieces are not merely tools for measuring time, but symbols reflecting each society's philosophical and existential beliefs. Clocks in art, literature, music, and nature, and various cultures reveal humanity's deep connection with time. They symbolize life's fleeting quality, the certainty of change, and the interconnectedness of all things. And as we move through life, clocks act as reliable guides, helping us navigate its rhythms and encouraging us to think about the nature of time. Whether as practical tools or symbols of deeper meaning, clocks continue to inspire and provoke thought, highlighting the delicate balance between the temporary and the timeless. And as we close today, I implore you to think about and reflect on what time means to you. Do you put too many things on your schedule? Do you not make good use of your time? Do you wish you had more time? You can let us know in our None But Curious Facebook group. Please also subscribe and review this podcast so that others like you can find us. And until next time, continue finding magic in the mundane.